So I just want to talk about this story that's on the news. Virginia something or something. So there's a girl who's murdered her parents. She stabbed her mum with a hammer or something, or a kitchen knife, and then she poisoned the father. Yeah, this is a very different situation to the other case that I was talking about, where a 15-year-old murdered her mum, and I want to explain the difference. Okay, so in that case, the child, it was a child, a 15-year-old, went into the bedroom and stabbed her mum over her taking her vape away. I mean, that to me is an example of a bratty teenager who did something very, very stupid, something that's going to completely destroy her life. And I feel like because she's a child, because she only killed one parent, because her parent had separated from her father and she had a lot of respect for her father, I feel like there was a lot of things around the circumstance that would influence her choices, to make her choose her choices. I don't know the situation, but I'd want to know more about the relationship between the mother and the child. But I don't know, just with that whole story of what I heard, it sounded more like there could have been a lot more to the story, and I feel like the mum maybe has brought her child up wrongly, and therefore in a way should take some of the blame for creating a child that's so messed up. And I don't think she should get out. I mean, she definitely should go to prison, but I would have said probably 10 years or maybe less, depending on the relationship that they actually had. I'd want to know details about this, and the reason why I would say it should be so little is because she was a child, and she's fucked up her whole life. And I just feel with that situation, the day before, she would have had no clue that she was going to end up killing her mum. Like, it felt more like it was, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I've got a gun. How she got hold of a gun, how she should have been, in England this wouldn't have happened because she wouldn't have been able to get a gun. It's very easy to kill someone out of rage with a gun. And I feel like there's a lot of people in America that might kill someone with a gun, and if guns weren't legal, this wouldn't have happened, and they've fucked up their whole life because of guns being legal. But yeah, there's a lot of people that feel they need a gun, hence it's not going to be banned. But a lot of people need to take some sort of responsibility for allowing kids to get hold of guns and stuff. And I just feel like that there's a lot of circumstances that you need to think about. But yeah, with this case, I feel very, very differently. She's to kill someone with a hammer, you've got to have a huge amount of hatred for them. To poison someone, and to do it also because I think she was growing into big debt, and so to do it with a sort of malicious intent. This wasn't. I feel like there's a different. There should be a difference between murder with intent and murder out of rage. Like, yeah, both of them were done with intent, but in this situation that I've just watched on TV now, it felt like she was in debt. This debt was getting larger, and then she came up with a plan. Let's kill my parents. Let's take the insurance. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then the level of deceit that sounds like it. There's a higher level of deceit. She's got four other sisters as well, so you would have to take into account. I don't think the other one had any sisters. I don't know. Maybe or not, but it didn't sound like. They didn't mention sisters, whereas this one, it's definitely mentioned. It's only a short clip, but they mention that they've got four brothers and sisters. So you would expect it to be longer because there's more people affected. She hasn't just killed her own parents, but she's killed the parents of four other people. Okay, they're her sisters, but she's obviously. I think they said that she was lying to them, and I don't know if they knew. And then to live in the house with them upstairs. I just feel like it's sick, and then to have like no remorse. And honestly, 36 years is a long time, but if it was down to me, if she died tomorrow and it was my choice to punish her, I would put her. I went to the zoo today, the Dudley Zoo, and I just went to go see the gorillas for some reason, yeah, that is what I would do to her. If it was my decision and if I had to punish her, I would say she should be born into a gorilla cage as a gorilla. And yeah, how many years do a gorilla spend in zoos? Probably 55 years. So, you know, 36 years is a very long time, but at the same time, I feel like the way she's acting, the way she's behaving, the fact that she did this act when she was an adult, the fact that she did it with actual intent, and it wasn't just, I'm angry, I've got a gun, I'm going to use it, but it was actually like planned. It was I'm going to think about it, how am I going to do it, what am I going to do, and then also 2 murders as well, not just one, and the lack of remorse. I just these 2 cases are very, very different, and it's annoying how a lot of people would clump them as being the same thing. You know, I feel like cases should never be judged just as clumps. You've killed 1 parent, you've killed 2 parents. This is what you get if you kill 1 parent. This is what you get if you kill 2 parents. This is not how it should be. You need to look at the circumstances. You need to see how old it was. You know, if someone is under 18, they are a child and they are acting stupid. If they are 18 or over, then it needs to be handled differently. And the number of the amount of planning that you need to go into it. To, you know, if you just, maybe you've wanted to in the past, but you've never really got that far, and then sometimes someone's just pushed you and you've gone the edge, you know, that gone over the edge and done it, you know, that is a different situation to just having a sort of normal life and then just suddenly getting really angry and accidentally doing it. I don't know, but a 15-year-old is likely to do that because of 15-year-old's emotions all over the place. But it's just, you know, I was being supportive towards the 15-year-old. Okay, she's screwed up and she's not a great person, but I just get a completely different vibe from this girl. With this girl, I feel like she just reminds me of a gorilla in a cage, and therefore, if she does spend 36 years in a prison, at least she gets to be human. Because I think if I was to punish her, I would turn her into a gorilla, and put her in a zoo. But yeah, she might be happier in a human prison rather than a gorilla cage. But yeah, I wanted to say that my parents came over today, and I really hate talking to them or anything, because they make me feel very depressed. But yes, I have been thinking more about what I want to do in the future, and I can't make plans because no one's talking to me, and I don't know if people are going to start talking to me, but I want people to be on my side, and I want to find out who is on my side, who believes in me, who wants to be a child of God, me being God, who wants to be my child spiritually or whatever. And the thing is, though, if I say things like this, I sound ridiculous. What, you want to be my child? Like I sound ridiculous saying this, because it's like, well, you're not actually my child and stuff. So I wouldn't want to say it that way. I think I would rather just take the Bible, take it as it is, not do the Old Testament, because that's full of fantasy stories, and it's and all the Psalms and stuff. It's repetitive nonsense. It's making it sound like lots of different things, but really, if you change all the names of different places and change it into Anna, it just sounds like it's just the same thing repeated over and over again. And so I wouldn't touch on the Old Testament. That's too different. But I like the New Testament. It's not too big. My mum bought me a book today. She bought me this because I love Britney Spears so much, and I was trying to tell the group in the room that no, I don't love Britney Spears, I think she's crazy. And then my mum was like, oh, since when did you think Britney Spears was crazy? Is that a new thing? Oh, gosh, she is so crazy. No, I've always thought Britney Spears was crazy ever since 2015 or something. I don't know when it really grew, but I've been noticing she's getting more and more crazy. And anyway, I want to release a book. I guess like this, but no, not like that. I want to release a book because I want to take the New Testament of the Bible and change it. I don't know if I'll have it in black, the original text, and then in grey, the new text, or if I should just do italic, so have normal writing in the old one, and then have anything that I add to it in italic. Or I could do a coloured version where it's all in red. Yeah, this is what I'd want to do. I'd want to go through the Bible. I'd need to have someone who's not dyslexic and can help me see the words properly, so that I'm not, or maybe they could even type it themselves. But I would like to go through the Bible and explain my interpretation of it, because I don't want to marry people. I don't want you to be my child or anything. But at the same time, I believe that I'm Christ because in 2013 I started reading the book, and it felt like I was understanding it from a different way. I'm dyslexic. I don't really read what's there. I read what should be there, and reading the Bible inspires me to say a ton of other things and to say, oh no, that's not correct. And King Herod, it means King Harold. That's my grandfather. That's the name of my grandfather. And this has a link, there's a prophecy about a child of King Herod. Well, that's the name of my. It's similar to Harold, and Harold is my name of my grandpa. So I kind of wanted to change all of it and say how it should be, and say that all these different names just represent different types of people, and I want to release the book. I think I will probably maybe do it in sections first, like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and I'll publish that, and then maybe have a second book. I suppose it depends on how big the books are. I noticed with Britney Spears' one, they've got like massive gaps in between all the lines, and it's quite a big print as well. So, but yeah, I guess I'd like it that kind of size. And I don't know how big the print should be or something. I want it to be readable, and the New Testament's not actually that big, but yeah, I want there to be something that people can read and know my side of the story, what I see, because so many people, if I were to tell them that I was Christ, there's a couple of conversations that I've had recently online where I've told people I'm Christ, and then they come back with a bunch of scripture about, there'll be people who'll be deceived, and that's you. And I'm just like, no, actually, this is about you. This isn't about me. You have just brought a scripture that is insulting yourself, but you are trying to use this scripture to insult me, when really it doesn't say. And so seeing this has made me really want to just change it and say and show my words and what I mean. So not just say, that there'll be them who'll be fooled. I'll be saying that there'll be them who'll be fooled because they will think Jesus is Christ when really Jesus is the Antichrist and just a prophecy about the real Christ. So I would explain it to them. And if any of these fools do want to write to me with Bible scriptures about how I'm wrong, I would just be like, that's not my Bible. That's not my words. These are my words. And in fact, I don't even need to respond to them. I wouldn't need to respond to them because I'm not going to bother doing this. But I would like to have a book where if people want to ask me questions about the Bible and what I mean, if I actually take the New Testament and change it, because there's a lot of good things in there. Okay, I'll change the sexist things. I think there's something in Timothy about women not teaching or something. There's a lot of things that I'll change. There's a lot of things that I'll change, and I'll describe what I mean by sin and stuff like this. And therefore, if anyone has any questions, I shouldn't need to even respond to the questions. I'll just need to be, there's the book. If you want to read it, you read it. If you don't want to read it, then go fuck off. I kind of want to do that, and then just see who wants to be my child. And if they start saying that I'm the deceiver, I'm not a child of God, I'll just be like, no. By saying that, you're not. But I wouldn't even need to respond, because I'd feel like if I have the book, then people can't question me. I'd want this book to be very understandable, and for it to be very clear on my views of this scripture that was written by man through my spirit. And yeah, so I'd want to do that. I'd want to go on a holiday and get someone who can present a sort of tour guide version of different places and go places. I know when I start revealing or exposing the book, publishing the book, there might be a lot of people wanting to hurt me or something because of it, but I think I would gauge it by how much publicity I get. You know, a lot of these people who worship Jesus actually want the Antichrist to come, because they'll think that Jesus is going to kill the Antichrist, so they won't need to. And the fact that the Antichrist is here, in their mind, will actually just be proof that Jesus is near. So in a way, they might actually want me to start rising up as the Antichrist. But yeah, by me rising up and asking people, you know, do you accept me as Christ? Would you want to marry me or whatever? You know, that's, and I will be promoting the singers as being the angels in this book as well. So that's kind of like giving a little bit of power to them, but not too much. But yes.